Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. That's right everybody, thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. The King in Black. That's right, Null is coming in December of this year. This is the big event that Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman, and company have been building up to in the pages of Venom, in the pages of Absolute Carnage, and now it's about to erupt into the pages of the Marvel Universe, right? No other details aside from the name, its release in December, and of course that it's by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, and this is the big daddy. Donny Cates and Stegman, they promise that Null's going to show up in the Avengers and the X-Men and all the other Marvel heroes. They think that they got this on lock. They think they know what to do, but they are not prepared. Cates and Stegman also said they couldn't believe how dark Marvel has allowed them to make this book. I'm excited. Null has been coming for a good long while now, and it's finally here. I cannot wait to see this entire thing just blow up, and I'm very excited to see what Cates and Stegman have planned. I've enjoyed their run on Venom for this entire time. Absolute Carnage I thought was pretty solid. Maybe some unnecessary tie-ins. No, there were some unnecessary tie-ins. That stuff, whatever. But if you just read Absolute Carnage along with Venom, I think it's a pretty cool stepping stone leading into The King in Black. But it's happening. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge. And you know everybody's going to get in it. Christmas time, Null arrives. In the Marvel Universe, The King in Black. So excited for that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Speaking of Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw, D. Cunniffe, and a couple others, they have an announcement that they're going to be making at that Comic-Con at Home thing in a couple weeks, and it's going to involve image crossover. We don't really necessarily know what exactly this is. It could be, some people are speculating that it might be a crossover of Image superheroes like Shadowhawk and Savage Dragon and Spawn, and that would be cool if you have Donny Cates, Jeff Shaw work on something like that. Other people are speculating that maybe it's a crossover between Donny Cates' creator-owned work, like God Country meets Redneck or something like that. I think it's probably going to be a little bit more towards the latter than the former, but who knows? Literally nothing else is known except for Donny Cates, Jeff Shaw, D. Cunniffe is attached to this project, and they will be announcing it in a couple weeks. You can definitely count on hearing the news here on the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. DC's releasing a couple of horror specials just in time for Halloween in October. First of all, they're doing Legends of the Swamp Thing Halloween special. It's going to have work from Tom King. It's going to have work from Vita Ayala. It's going to have work from Ram V. Very excited for this one. You know, just give Swamp Thing his own series, please. Just give Swamp Thing his own series. However, I'll take this. I'll take it. 100%. There's another one called The Doomed and the Damned. It's got work by James Tynion, Marv Wolfman, and a whole bunch of others. Really excited to see two horror one-shots just in time for Halloween released by DC with some really top-notch talent behind it. Grifter is going to be in Batman 101. So Batman 101 has been solicited. It is the issue after the finale of the Joker War, and that was initially supposed to lead into a new Batman #1. John Ridley. It was going to be Luke Fox as Batman. That's the 5G stuff. We now pretty much know that the 5G stuff is not going to happen because Tynion's run is going to continue into 101. And you can tell, especially by the variant cover, that Grifter's involved. That's really, really cool. We haven't seen the Wildstorm characters in a bit over at DC, so I think it's going to be neat. And if anybody can make it work, I think Tynion can make it work. It seems like DC creators sometimes have problems making the Wildstorm characters fit into the DCU, but Grifter's one that, to me, makes a little bit more sense, and I'm actually kind of excited for this. I grew up a big Wildcats fan, loving the Jim Lee stuff, the Alan Moore stuff, the Joe Casey stuff just blew me away, and I even love the most recent attempt at it with the Wildstorm. And so I think Grifter's badass, and I'm really excited to see him in the upcoming pages of Batman, and now we know that 5G, not going to happen. rumors are now that 5G is going to happen as its own imprint, kind of like an Elseworlds type thing, because they already had creators working on those books. The Umbrella Academy Season 2 trailer debuted, and it just blew me away. I loved it. The first season of Umbrella Academy was so great, and one of those rare instances where I actually think the show actually made a lot of vast improvements on the comic book, which I already loved that comic book series. But they did take elements from book 1 and 2 for season 1, so I was kind of curious as to what they were going to do with season 2, but they're still pulling a lot from book 2 of the Umbrella Academy, which is called Dallas. So the Umbrella Academy gang, they're thrown back into the past, and there's the end of the world yet again in the 60s surrounding the assassination of JFK. So that's a lot of stuff that's kind of similar at times to the second book of the Umbrella Academy, Dallas. I love the book. I love the series. I cannot wait for this to come back. The trailer's out now. The show debuts July 31st on Netflix. Lee Whannell has been attached now to the Wolfman movie starring Ryan Gosling. Lee Whannell, of course, was the writer and one of the stars of the original Saw film. He also just recently did The Invisible Man. We had a lot of good things to say about The Invisible Man. That was a pretty solid movie. This is a Blumhouse production. They're going to reboot The Wolfman, and they're getting Whannell to do it, who did a great job on The Invisible Man. Ryan Gosling is set to star as the title character, the Wolfman. Very excited for this, and I think that's an absolutely great director to pick for this, and I'm excited to see what exactly they're going to do. Halloween Kills has released a trailer, and it's been delayed a year. Now, I didn't watch the Halloween Kills trailer because I still actually haven't seen that Halloween 2018 reboot or continuation, whatever it was. Still haven't seen that. We're definitely covering that on PCP Movie Night this upcoming Halloween season for Horror Fest. But the trailer is out, but I didn't want anything to be kind of spoiled for me, so I didn't watch the trailer. But it has been delayed till October of next year. That sucks. However, with everything going on right now with theaters and the COVID situation, like, they just thought it was probably best, and probably is for the best, to just delay it out another year. We still got some releases coming up, like Mulan, like Tenet, but they keep getting pushed back. It keeps being a little bit shaky, so they were just like, screw this, we're just going to wait a whole damn year. So, that sucks, but it's still going to be coming out. Gotham PD on HBO Max. So Matt Reeves has revealed that they are working on a Gotham PD television series for the HBO Max streaming service. It's going to be set in the world of his Batman movie. That seems pretty interesting. They've also confirmed that the Matt Reeves Batman movie is separate from the DCEU. The fact that they have to make that distinction does tell me that they are trying to go ahead and course correct the DCEU and try to get that vibing again. Maybe that involves the Snyder Cut, maybe that involves what they want to do with Flashpoint, who knows? However, we know the Matt Reeves Batman movie, completely separate, and they're expanding out that universe with a series focusing in on the Gotham Police Department, and that's set for HBO Max. So that's what we got for you this week. What's coming up here? Well, Rockin Robbie Live. Tonight, 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time, I'll be opening up some Power Ranger figures. We'll be talking about the King in Black, that Null is finally arriving in full as a giant threat to the Marvel Cinematic, or to the Marvel comic book universe, I should say. And, you know, he cannot be too far behind in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as long as they can work that deal out with Sony. Anyway, that weekly comic book review this week. Lots more surprises. We got live streams. We got movie reviews. It's going to be a fun week here in PCP land, so please do join us. And it all starts tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time for Rockin Robbie Live. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. And join us over at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, advanced reviews, and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on living, y'all.